Hello, Beyond the Knowledge here. Today, our topic is about Algerian issues. In this topic, we will be discussing how the French invaded Algeria and how Algeria managed to get its land back from the French after a huge struggle. So, a picture of Algeria. Algeria has an area of 847,500 square miles, with a population of nearly 11 million. It was till 1830 that Algeria was an independent Muslim country, but then a very brute attack by the French forces onto Algeria led to its fall in the hands of the French. Algeria was in Muslim occupation since the 7th century, and all the Romans, the Byzantines, the Vandals, and the Phoenicians have invaded the country. The Spanish, the French, and the Italian have even lived with a huge population in Algeria. So, the darkest day in Algeria's history is of 14th June 1830. It is when the Algerians faced an economic, thus a military failure, when the brute forces of the French, very strong, attacked Algeria. Their greed and interest in Algeria was due to its large economy and its fertility of land. These colonizers were very strong, and Algeria could not handle the attack. And Algeria attracted many of the French, which now were about 1 million in Algeria. The French did not allow any Algerian economy growth, and out of 15,000, only 700 tractors were owned by the Algerians, rest owned by the French. France is located in the southern Europe. This area is very lucky in geography, happening to be independent and a colonizer for about 2 to 3 centuries. So, the Algerian army failed by a lot because these colonizers entered Algeria in a time when the Algerians were focusing on economy more than military. It was a coastal area of Algeria that happened to be attacked by the French. And yes, there were no use of nuclear power, even though French could use it, but it was stopped. Now, we will discuss that the annual average income of an Algerian peasant was only 25 pounds, while the average annual income of a French settler was 1,500 pounds. The agricultural loans taken by the Algerian government of 45,000 pounds went to French farmers, and only 7,000 went to the Algerians. So educationally and culturally, the Algerians enjoyed the same status, but faced a very less similar status later onwards. So now the United Nations. The United Nations placed a lot of sanctions on Algeria and supported France, and not only the United Nations but NATO, which was a very new political alliance, had also helped French to occupy this area. The Algerians had no freedom. They could not participate in the government. They could not help their economy. They could not help their military. But then new parties came along. New parties by the Arab government. The Arab government was not only Saudi Arabia, but the existing countries of Jordan, Kuwait, Turkey, and Morocco, Tunisia. These were the Arabian countries. These Arabian countries set out to help Algeria by sending their people to Algeria and voting for the Algerians so that they could get independence by creating new parties. We will discuss how the Algerians created new parties which fell, rose, again fell, and then again rose, and so onwards. But in the end, even NATO was the first country or the first alliance to recognize Algeria as an independent country, because Algeria became such of an headache for France, for the French economy, that French, the United Nations, NATO, everyone wanted to get rid of this situation. So till the next time, thank you and subscribe.